Very
Hello,
good.
this is Edward Earl from CEO Growth Team. I am here with Rasmussen Ironworks in Solaire, and I'm with Gale Donovan. And welcome to the show. We appreciate it. And we are here at the trade show and interviewing CEOs. Obviously, you're one of them. So let me ask you just a couple of questions. Give us an idea of who your company is and what you do, and then how it all got started.
Okay. It all started with my dad about 60 years ago. He's been in this business forever.
Really?
Everybody knows him, and fortunately I've forged a lot of relationships based on the fact that they know him. Most people welcome me with open arms because I'm Jack's daughter.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot. And we've set up a lot of dealers, got a lot of loyalty throughout the territory, and it's just been good.
Now, what kinds of products do you carry?
Right now we're carrying only hearth products.
Okay.
At one time, Jack was into the housewares, that kind of thing, but we kind of like the stove industry.
Now, why the switch? Why did you start diminishing some of the product line that you had?
You know, I don't know why he did that. That was just a decision he made, and as president of the company, I said, okay, whatever you want to do, Dad.
Whatever you want to do, and seemingly when someone's been in the industry that long, they're fairly in touch, and those kinds of decisions can be critical in business. Sometimes you get that focus off of what your core business is, and you start to watch profits diminish and efforts go away.
That's true.
So how expansive is your guys' organization? Do you focus on one particular area? Do you sell to direct to other dealers, to architects, designers? Do you sell to retail?
We're kind of the liaison between Rasmussen and the dealer.
Okay.
So we go in with the dealers. We have a distributor in our area. We cover Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Nebraska.
So that's still a pretty good-sized territory.
It's a good-sized territory. Unfortunately, there are more cows than there are people, but we deal with that.
Cows are on the other end of some of these products that the Rasmussen sell. Probably not the most fun end for them, but so as I look around and I walk around the show, there's a lot of competition, and the interesting thing is there's a lot of Me Too copycats in this industry. Probably more so in this industry than I've almost seen in any industry.
That's true.
When you end up in a relationship with Rasmussen, that's a fairly stout, critical decision that you guys are basing your organization on. What makes the difference between them versus anybody else that you could do business with?
All the log manufacturers are good, otherwise they wouldn't still be here.
Sure.
I believe that the dealers forge a relationship with their rep, and I think that speaks volumes for who they do business with. There's a lot of loyalty there, and we show loyalty back to the dealers.
Right.
So if you're loyal to us, we'll be loyal to you. It's a great product. Nobody complains at all. We've got diverse items, and I just think it's a great product. Yeah,
these guys have really, I've been involved with Red and the organization for almost 4 years now, and it's amazing the amount of detail and care that they take when they put a product out. They have covered literally not only every angle from the manufacturing standpoint, but from the design standpoint, thinking even as to who's going to install this, and in the end, the person with it in their home, what's going to potentially happen and how can they resolve concerns or issues before any of that backs up to the place they bought it, to their dealer, to their manufacturer. It's really pretty amazing.
It is, and Rasmussen gives you the option to kind of customize your own sets. If you customize a set, Rhett and the guys make it up, put it together for you before they ever ship it out, send you a picture and say, is this what you want? The dealer looks at it and says, yeah, that's perfect. They know exactly how to set it up. I don't think anybody else in the industry does that.
That's really something that's hard to beat, and I think like anything else, we see the displays and we look at the product and we see the aesthetics and it seems the same, but it's behind all of that it's hard to sometimes look at because it's things like that are so difficult to promote until you actually experience that. And that's why you end up basing an organization that's been around as long as you guys on this type of situation that you have with them.
That's true.
So what's the competitive environment like for you guys?
Extremely competitive. Dealers tend to stick with who they have been doing business with for a long time, and that's a good thing for us. We've got good products. We stand behind them. People know that if there's something wrong, we will take care of it.
Right. What's made the difference, I think, in your estimation, in keeping the relationships that you've had and then growing those relationships and expanding it?
Honesty. I think that's the main thing. There are a lot of reps in the area that are not as honest as they should be probably, and they've given reps a bad name sometime. But
sure,
because Jack and I have been around for so long, they know that when we say we're going to do something, we'll do something. When we tell them we're not going to put a dealer in 2 miles from you, they know that's the truth.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially as the economy has tightened up over the last years. You've seen that this industry has shrunk somewhat, but it's still hyper-competitive. Then you've got a lot of Asian contention coming in, and when it's all said and done, and the web presence really hammering hard on retail sales, it's tough for people to maintain their business ethics and integrity in an industry that, especially like yours, is generally locked down with relationships.
Very
and
true.
Breaking into that, it almost feels like, at least I get a sense that people are misinterpreting or misrepresenting a lot of what they do in order to try to break those relationships up and get a chance.
That's true.
Would you say that that's accurate?
That's absolutely accurate. Rasmussen has been very good in working with us, unlike some other companies who say sales is the whole deal. We don't care if dealers are next door to each other.
Right.
That doesn't solve anything. All it does is water down the market, and you get competition between customers. You know, they go to one and they say, okay, I can buy this for whatever next door, and then they go back to the original guy and say, well, he'll do this. That's not the case with Rasmussen.
It's always kind of funny because it always seems that an industry that is generally not marketing savvy almost reverts back to the car dealership mentality, which is funny because this isn't anything like buying a vehicle, but they treat it as a whole, these newcomers into the industry, and that's why it seems like it's the old tried and true organizations that have built their companies on great products, great business ethics. You know, they'll kind of shift through this new growth that we've seen and the newcomers in the end, but in the end I think they'll be fine.
I think so.
So what kind of advice do you give someone that maybe isn't in your competitive arena but on the West Coast if they're looking for a dealer or a manufacturer to do business with?
Oh gosh, not having much experience with dealers on the West Coast, I really don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
There's more people there. I know there's more concentration as far as business. And I would just say find somebody that you trust.
Yeah. And
go with that.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be able to trust your rep. If you can't trust your rep, you've got nothing.
There's too many consequences that can happen.
That's true.
And one little thing like that, because of the way that you guys sell, once your name starts getting tarnished, it's a slippery slope from there.
It is.
Gale, where do you see the organization in 5 years, your guys' organization?
Oh, I think we're going to be doing the same thing we've been doing for the last 60 years.
just keep it rolling,
just
right?
keep on keeping on.
Any advice from your standpoint for the rest of the dealers out there that are in the Rasmussen organization as far as how to compete better, how to do your job better, how to sell more, things like that?
Yes, don't cherry pick the line. Have some of everything. Do the grills, do the alternate, do the logs, do everything the line offers, and you'll be successful.
Yeah, it's a common theme. People get nervous when they hear that, but the reality is success always leaves clues.
That's
and you
true.
look at the most successful dealers, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
Great. Gale, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much. I
Guys,
enjoyed it.
Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.